I stopped kickstarting games. What year is it? 2016. The last game I kickstarted was Ukulele. We're gonna go through these with actual examples of games I've kickstarted. These are games I kickstarted. Some of these almost 3 years ago. None of these games are released. None of them. Let's just start at the beginning. Okay, Delver's Drop. It's at the bottom of the screen because why not? Why not have fun, right? Funded 312 in March, almost 3 years ago. Now, I played a demo of this game about 2 years ago, and I was like, whatever, I funded this. Who gives a shit? But I'm still interested because it still hasn't come out. And none of these things I've kickstarted, they all still communicate. It's not like they're just dead projects. So they're just stringing me along. We're going to get back to that. We're going to get onto that. Okay. They made twice their goal. They expected the game to come out in October of that year, which is crazy and stupid. So you should have added a year onto that anyway, which means it's still over a year late. There's no release date in sight. They're doing constant updates of like, hey, here's this thing. Hey, here's this other thing. And I'm like, that's great. Is there an ETA on this? Because your Kickstarter page said 2013. 2013. This is ridiculous. This is out of control. These things, and we'll get into more of how I feel about this in a second. What is that disconnected from the socket? Great, my chat's broken. Chasm. This game looks amazing. This game is amazing. I played the demo. I played it at E3. It's a great game. Funded in May 2013. Just barely over their goal. Okay, fine. Supposed to come out in 4 months from now, 2 years ago. Still no actual release date in sight. This is one game that's probably going to pop up and it'll be released in a month. That I understand. But this game, I played a demo of this when the Kickstarter was going on that felt like I could play a game of this like right now, polish it up for a year, okay, good, and give me the game. And I understand development's difficult. It is difficult, but don't lie to me. I don't like being lied to with all these Kickstarters. That's the deal. That's the problem I have with it, is it feels like they're just saying, oh yeah, October 2014, I don't know. And I would like a little more thought put into it, and I would like a little more, these things are still updating me. I still get updates from them. And it's like, oh, we finalized the art style for this thing. We added this in, and I'm like, yeah, you have an ETA this year? Is it gonna happen this year? Because it's getting out of control. Now, you'll notice all of these are in 2013 for the most part when I kickstarted shit. I haven't done it since, for the most part. Anne, or A-N-N-E, if you want to be weird. Looks awesome. Look, this game looks so cool to me. They made more than their goal. Again, always doing that. Estimated release, well, we're almost 2 years late from that. And we're going to be way more late because in the last backer update, which I think I just got this week, oh, May 25th, 2017. That's 3 years late for one. But in addition to that, that's 4 years after I've heard about this game. It's so exhausting. I haven't even heard about the Zelda Wii U game for 4 fucking years. Uncharted 4, it's been maybe close to 4 years. This is a little indie game. It's too long. It's too long to hear about these things. This game looks fucking awesome though. I'll give you that. I am totally down for Ant. But it's this stuff, and it's like one guy doing it, so I don't really mind. But it's these things of like, I need some more transparency, and actually, in putting out the release date like that, I love that. Give me an estimate. I don't care that the estimate's a year and a half away. Give me an actual estimate of something, because it's been years. It's not like I'm being picky, like you missed the release date and a month later I'm complaining. I'm complaining 2 years later. I want fucking answers. That's it. I still paid you. I already paid you. That's the problem. Maybe that's the problem I have. I have all these free games. A Hat in Time. Oh, A Hat in Time. You made 10 times your goal, and you got a bunch of stretch shit, which is great. Good for you. The game looks cool. But February, I remember February 2014, and I remember they were like, oh, here's our alpha release, and I'm like, what the hell happened? Because the game took on this crazy scale, and they never once said in any update, like, oh, hey, we're gonna have to push this back. Like, they waited till like after it was after the date, and it was like, you guys know, why don't you publish an update? Why don't you tell us something? I'm not going to your fucking forums every day and being like, oh, we're doing this. No. I backed you on Kickstarter. I gave you money. I respect a response. I think that warrants a response. Still no release date on this. 2 years late. I don't care about that. Give me something. This game could still be another year out. And this is a game that when the funding for this was announced, the idea of a ukulele happening, furthest from my mind. Never gonna happen. We're never gonna see the golden age. Now we could get both of these games in the same year, which is mind-boggling, and I love it. But come on. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Soul Saga, this game is interesting, and for a while there I was kind of like, why did I kickstart this? Aww. But now it's actually looking really cool, a really cool JRPG. It's taken a while. But saying this year, it's a single guy. I'm fine with him. He raised over almost triple the goal, or over triple. Triple numbers are hard. That release was crazy, and even at that time I was like, that release isn't gonna happen. But this year, that's great. This is great. I should not know about these games for 3 years. I can't do it anymore, and that's why I'm not kickstarting anything. I can't do it. I can't have these games in my brain to which I forget about them for 18 months, and then I look at my Kickstarter page and I go, oh yeah, I did buy that when I was fucking in college or some shit. And, well, I was out of college, but it doesn't matter. This is so long ago. This is so long ago. I just don't care anymore. An indie game should not be The Division. It should not be Watch Dogs. I should not see it ad nauseum for years and years. And those games shouldn't be that either. La Mulana 2, I picked back this one. I love La Mulana, so I'll wait for another one. They're supposed to release right recently. Now they're saying it's probably this year. My estimate, that's grammar. Probably next year still. It probably might be late this year, early next year. They just released, they got feedback from the alpha back. Another alpha, I don't know, but I'm super excited. And then we get to Ukulele. The only game I've kickstarted recently. Ukulele. Yeah, because that was 2014, 2013. They made a shit ton of money. And that's the other problem with these Kickstarters is, oh, we want $90,000 to make this game. And I'm like, okay, but that doesn't seem like enough money for 5 people. In the same way that 175 mini euros or whatever, that's not enough money to make a Banjo-Kazooie game then or now, even a remake of it. And they make 10 times their goal. Yeah, that's the actual price of the game. And that gets into the problem too. I don't think they're going to make their release on this, but I'm fine with that. And it's frustrating to me to see how much confusion there is over estimated price of things, of the cost of these games to make, and how I've yet to see any developer hit their target date once they've set it on Kickstarter. I'm sure some have, and maybe they do, maybe they do. That's short-sighted out of, 6 Kickstarters. But when you miss a deadline by 3 years, you're not good at setting deadlines. I don't care if day 1 you said this was going to take you 5 years. That's fine. But you said it was going to take you 1 year, and then you went 4 years over, which is egregious. You can't do that in any other field. You can't do that. So I don't understand how you can so badly misestimate your own production output and timelines, and like the idea that some of these games that have been delayed like 4 years, well, not really delayed, but delayed about 4 years, some of these games, like, you would have known 6 months after the Kickstarter, you would have known, like, oh shit, we're still a ways away. So why don't you tell us? Why don't you, like, I think they need to start allowing Kickstarter users to update the Kickstarter system in terms of when this is expected to be released, because it looks bad. It reflects poorly on you when it's like, oh yeah, the Hat in Time Kickstarter, oh, that game was cool. How much did they make on Kickstarter? And then you look at it and you're like, funded in when? And then like, go back up to it. And then you look at it like, oh, it was supposed to come out in February of 2014. What the hell happened? And it doesn't, even with the best intentions, and these games all look pretty cool, that does not look good for you. And actually, on the fly, I'm going to look up Shovel Knight. The Kickstarter for Shovel Knight. Because that's one game that, had I seen it at the time, I would have kickstarted it. Let's see what Shovel Knight did. Because this is an example of a successful game that came out on Kickstarter. And we're going to pull up the Steam page too. Don't you dare start playing. Stop that. Okay, so it came out in June 2014. Now this money on Kickstarter for Shovel Knight, I know is just to finish the game. I know it's just to finish the game. Okay. Made a shit ton of their goal, man. Estimated delivery, September 2013. That's June. That says June right there. Of 2014. So even Kickstarter darling, Shovel Knight, cannot meet their goal. And as far as I understand, I am correct in that this was... Oh my god. See, this is the other thing with Kickstarter. What is all this garbage everywhere? It's just shit all over the place. I don't know what's happening. Stop it. This is too much. This is all your page? I'm supposed to figure out information from this? Here you go. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. But it's not enough to finish the game. So they needed to finish the game. They were already making the game, obviously. Who knows how much they had done, but they needed to finish the game. And this, even a project that you were finishing, they still couldn't estimate their own ability to production. And I wonder if that's more of a psychological thing. And it comes back to how I feel about crunch time in the industry, and that crunch is, for the most part, I understand crunch of 2 weeks, sure. A month, sure. But when I hear stories of like, we were crunching for months now, that's not good. That reeks of like improper time management skills. But more likely, it's publishers. Like, you have to meet this date, and you're nowhere near that date. But if you've had, let's not even say 6 years, if you've had 2 years to make a game, why is it the last 6 months is when the most work is getting done? I understand prototyping. What are the artists doing all that time? What are the programmers doing all the time? Like, I understand a game comes together, and I'm in the unique position. I have programmed a game from scratch. I've done level design in Unity and Unreal and like the Fallout editor and shit like that. I know how these games get put together. How do you not know? Like, everyone is doing something on this team for 2 years, but somehow everyone has to polish everything in the last month. Something is fishy about that. Something is really, really fishy about that, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but I just don't buy it. I really don't buy it. There's something else going on. There's something else going on, and I don't think it's lazy devs necessarily. I think it's publishers pushing things and making weird decisions. Because there's prototyping, and then there's bug fixing, and there's all that shit. That's the last 6 months. And I understand that. That's why you have to crunch. That's why you have to crunch, because you're finding bugs and you're fixing things. No. Something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up. Turn up voice volume? I've tried. Hold on. Let's see what this says. How low is it? I'm like not yelling, but I'll have to look later and see how loud it is because I don't know. I can't fix it without restarting everything. Why does Twitch use these shitty colors that I can't read? If you're there, Heretic Zombie, tell me how low it is. I think I need to change the mic setup because fucking nothing works. Nothing ever works. Like a whisper.
Is this louder? Is this louder right here? Is it louder over here?
It's probably really quiet when it's in my mouth. That's probably a good spot for it, right?
In my mouth?
No? Like a whisper. I will have to fix it. But see, that's the thing, and
I'm gonna keep. Oh, it's all wet now because I licked it.
That's the thing. Is it much louder? Like, but I can't put the mic. I could put this like in my beard, but that's not really beneficial for anyone, is it? I don't think so. I don't think this is where it should go. Right? Is that? You can't really see it though. I'll hold it like this, like a really classy person. Is that louder? I'm gonna test it, because people keep saying that, and I'm not disagreeing, but maybe my computer's loud, and I don't. That's what it is. Fucking stupid ass computer.
Put it right here, like.
Oh no, that would hurt. I'm gonna clip my lip. I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god. Twitch. I wonder if I do this. Hey, I'm clicking on you, piece of shit. Oh, I'll tell you where Kickstarter's bad. Oh, I clipped this to my beard. Hold on. Ow! Kickstarter's bad because well, this is very seductive, idiot me. Kickstarter's bad. Okay. Because I'm tired of waiting like 6 years for these games to come out. That's why. It's freaking ridiculous how I kickstarted a game 3 years ago and they're like, oh, it's gonna come out a year from then, and then 6 years go by, and it's ridiculous. Shovel Knight's not a good example though. I was just looking that one up to see what's up.